Many people in life are looking for how do they make a difference in another person's life. The reality is, first and foremost, do they have permission to make the difference? Have they been given permission to access a person's information? Have they been given permission to receive information through a trusting relationship? Have they been given permission to be allowed to look over files, to go into someone's home, to get into their property, to look over their tax forms, to look at their finances, to look at any bank records? Have they been literally given official, lawful permission? There are many people who take away that lawful permission. There are many people who gossip and remove people's privacy through their illicit ways, through their inappropriate conduct, for their immature behavior, for their teenage angst-oriented conversations with other people, and frankly, it makes ill will in the land. When a person is not given literal legal permission by the actual individual who owns the property, owns the personhood, owns the paperwork, they have violated federal law. This is a fact of life. It is not an opinion-based comment. It is a true fact. When someone takes away someone's legal documents without permission, it's called identity theft in a way, especially if they're utilizing them to perpetrate a crime or to perpetrate some harm to that individual's life. You see, we do not have the right of the force to do things. It's not true that we don't have the right to interfere with the Lord's plan for someone's life. If we're interfering by stealing documents and giving it to someone else, or if we're stealing journals and hiding them and trying to make photocopies of them to give to different people that are not someone that the adult in charge of those documents and those private entries have allowed to have access, we have put ourselves at significant, not only legal, but moralistic risk. You see, the problem is usually that people don't think about God in those moments at all. They think about what they're trying to gain, what they're trying to earn, what they're trying to win in order to ruin another person's life. The problem is that they also have a liability, what I would say is a legal liability. If they have unlawfully opened someone's car, there's a legal liability. If they have unlawfully entered someone's storage unit, there's a legal liability. If they have illegally taken information and given it to someone else, there's a liability situation. In our lifetime, we have moments of time to make all the difference in the world for someone. But if we don't have the permission to give them something, if they say, sorry, thanks, but no thanks, it means the conversation is done. The adult has the rights to do things. No other human being has the right to take those things away, although there might be some in the judgment area who might try. What those judges fail to recognize, what those law enforcement and other people fail to recognize, is God. Because God is the one that heals all things. God is the one that fixes all measures. God is the one that plans lives. And I can promise you that God knows precisely what you're going to do, how bad you're going to screw up, and what you're going to do to try and fix it that may or may not actually fix it. And that's the truth. There's an incredible Ashkaga record of every human being's life and lifestyle and what they're going to be like, where they're going to go, how they're going to get there, how much money they're going to make, how much money they're going to take home, and how well they're going to help any other human being on the planet. When we have people who are supposed to be community servants, but they fail to be a community servant, we have the right to sue them into the ground because they have violated our federal rights. Our federal rights to privacy, our federal rights to do the right thing, our federal rights to have conversations with people that we love, our federal rights to be a representative of our own selves at any moment in time. That is illegal. It's immoral when family does it because family usually has a dynamical reason it's doing it. It's trying to get better inheritance, trying to take over control of finances. It's trying to literally medicate someone until they die. It's a lot of problem. The truth is we don't have the right to do that in God's house. The Lord is the taker and the giver of life. And when people try to take and give life through this theft of documentation, the practicality of theft of their physical possessions, or openly the theft of their paperwork, meaning how much they have in the bank and where they spend their money and how they handle their things, that is theft. Point blank theft. And really, if you're participating in that, you should be ashamed.